Okay, one of the little projects we want to do today, this clear has been drying. We want to buff out this clear. Okay, we're going to take some 2000 grit Rhino Wet. Before I even pull the masking tape off, I can run some 2000 grit over this. And we'll buff it before I even take the tape off. This came out really nice, by the way. I was really impressed with how nice this came out. But I don't want to skip any of these little steps at the very end. And this is one that's going to add a little bit of effort to the job, but the final result should be really nice. And what makes this really worth the effort is these are parts that you just can't go to Motorcycle Mall and buy the parts, that's for sure. And also with Vlad, I know he really shares the passion I do for having these bikes look really as nice as they can, concourse quality. Anyway, this is going to be, I hope, once we get this buffed. Step one is always to block sand out any of the dust or dirt or anything that's in there. Now this will be the compound we use just to get this to shine up just the way we want it. Now this is just going to take a few minutes, and I'll just baby this along. This really adds that nice little final touch to it. As soon as I have the shine up, the next thing will be to carefully pull the tape up. I want to keep that edge as crisp as possible and minimize the edge. Now a lot of times this is going to take, it's coming right up. A lot of times if the paint is really soft, this will take several steps. But I think we're going to get this in one shot. Now in this case we want to make sure we get a nice crisp line. And one of the things that'll help that, a little bit of heat. Not a lot, just a little bit. Even a little bit of heat, or if you're working in a warm, out in the sun, the heat helps get the tape to come up and cut the edge of this paint right on the money. Just one of the little tips that as you do more and more painting, you figure out it's never a good thing when you're pulling up tape on fresh paint to have the tape real sticky. That's never in your favor. And what I want to do is just get this edge cleaned up as much as possible. Tape came up as nice as we could expect. And I think we've really brought this seat up a notch from where it was when Vlad brought it over here. I think he'll be real happy with this. And we still have to do a lot of work on those fairings, and I'm not sure the weather's going to be in our favor today, but we're going to try to do some of the prep on it. We'll see how this is going to play out. Now up here you don't see it because the seat covers that. No point worrying about that. Oh, nice. Nice crisp edge. Very high gloss, which is what we want. So I think, to be honest, I think this is one of the really good repairs up there with Dale's RZ tank. That's one we could really be proud of. Now tonight we got Bob Navola coming over to change some, I think 1 tire or 2 tires, I'm not sure. But we now have some no more tire changing fluid. We've really upped our game plan here. No more Dawn. I'm glad that's in the bank. We have our tire. We're going to head out to a Circle Cycle to pick up a sprocket. We're going to be doing a whole day of maintenance on the 650, a tire, a sprocket, and I think it's due for an oil change, but I'm not sure. The hugger's ready for pickup, so Vlad, I guess when you get to see this, you'll be pretty happy. And then once we finish this project up, I can't wait to finish Mark's project up. The objective here is summer is coming. Riding season's coming. We'd like to have a clear workbench. The only thing I want, see, all my riding clothes are down the other end. See, I want to have riding clothes on the whole workbench. Sometimes that doesn't work out exactly as planned, but that was a good repair. I think Vlad will be happy. Now the next step on these fairing parts, and the problem with all these fairing parts is always, number one, they're so flexible, it's crazy. Number two, that we know we have paint remover and all kind of other stuff to deal with here, but I want to get one more coat of green on this. And before I put it, I want to color sand this out with 1000 grit and just get this, any little imperfections I still can get out of here. I'm not sure I'm going to get them all, because these parts have really, these are like battle parts. Anyway, but if I skip this step, it won't be quite as nice. And I want to show this, of course, quick. What I want to do is block sand everything down. If you can see where it's, I call it block sanding. I want it flat. And then what I'm going to do is put one more coat of green on here just before I put the clear on. Well, one part took over an hour. But this is going to be worth it, because the color sanding, that last coat is going to just lay out there over the 1000 grit sanding. And that's what makes this color really pop. Makes it a whole lot different than if you just painted it with refrigerator paint or something. This is really some special paint. Well, let's see how this coat is drying up. And we're going to be ready for the top coat in about 20 minutes, and the time that's drying, I'll sand the other part down, get it prepped, get part of it prepped anyway. It's taken up a little over an hour to do this panel, but this is really going to add a nice dimension to this project. Oh, it's really starting to look, it's really going to come out nice. The only problem is we got a little bit of wind to deal with now. Get the top coat on here, and if all else fails, get some of the clear on today. Because we're looking at a couple of more days of rain after this. We have had so much rain. Anyway, we're going to get that wind. Now all of a sudden the wind picks up. And the top coat really brings out the beauty of this paint. Wow. Boy, we got a hurricane here. Oh man. Just when I would like to have it. Hopefully we've recovered from that meltdown of a couple of days ago. That was horrible. And it looks like we're going to be able to get some clear on this today. At least the base clear. And if you've been following along with this project and the BIMOTA project, you can put a lot of time in on these parts. This turned out to be a much more labor-intensive job than I had originally thought. Karen was just out here pruning her garden. She's got her first real rose of the summer. And here's our first rose of the summer, Vlad's parts. Now that's going to sit out here about 20 minutes. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, mix up the clear. If I get the clear on that today, I think Vlad will be really happy. That is really, really nice paint. And the clear even makes it pop even more. So it's a win-win. It can only get better. Okay, we're going to give that 3 coats about 20 minutes apart, and I hope that's going to really look nice. This is the kind of thing you really have to see in real life to appreciate just how nice this paint is. This is really nice paint. Wow, now considering that meltdown that we had, and that we've recovered so far so good. Now the only thing I can say for sure that we're not going to have enough of the green paint left. Of course, we've had to repaint this multiple times. And the other bodywork, Vlad's going to have to get some more paint or whatever. That's a decision he'll make when he's here. Vlad, I think you got every reason in the world to be happy, baby. Now, the only thing to make this day better, if the wind will just stop blowing for a few minutes. Well, despite all the setbacks we've had on this, that looks like it's just going to dry up fine. I hope. We'll come back and look at it in the morning. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and of course this is quite an adventure. And thanks for watching. Painting is always an adventure.